Sheikh Jassim is very close to nearly completing a Man United takeover, according to reports. The Glazers put their Manchester asset up for sale last November, which has led to a tug-of-war between Sheikh Jassim and British billionaire Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Meanwhile, Jadon Sancho and Manchester United boss Erik ten Hag are barely speaking, with the situation locked in a stalemate. Reports claim Sancho would rather go out on loan in January and then reassess his options rather than a permanent exit. Elsewhere, David Beckham will be reportedly offered an ambassadorial role at Man United should the Red Devils be taken over by Qatar. On the other side, De Gea spotted out for lunch with Man United star. David De Gea is enjoying his time back in Manchester and went for lunch with Sergio Reguilon this afternoon. The two Spaniards met up in the city and went to a restaurant for a bite to eat. De Gea is back in Manchester after he left the club when his contract expired at the end of last season. And this afternoon he met up with current United star Reguilon, posting a snap of them on his Instagram with the caption, "Good to see you, amigo." Elsewhere, Martial rejected summer transfer. Anthony Martial rejected the chance to enter talks with a Saudi Pro League club this summer, according to ESPN. Man United were willing to let the Frenchman leave before deadline day. Club officials are now keeping their options open regarding his future, with much depending on how he performs between now and the end of the season. Meanwhile, two United stars in contract talks. Man United are prepared to trigger contract extensions for Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Victor Lindelof, according to ESPN. Officials are also taking their time before deciding what to do about Anthony Martial. Again and again. Pushback, furious Man United staff confronted boss over Mason Greenwood and how club treats women, saying they felt ashamed. Employees at Old Trafford are understood to have voiced discontent towards Chief Executive Richard Arnold during an all-staff meeting. The meeting had been called to address spiraling concerns over the handling of the Greenwood case. The striker had been subject to an internal review following his arrest on suspicion of rape, controlling and coercive behavior, and assault occasioning actual bodily harm in January last year. Charges of attempted rape, assault, and coercive control were dropped in February, before Greenwood was sent out on loan to Spanish club Getafe. Again and again, Rasmus Højlund has blown Manchester United fans away with a piece of trickery while training with Denmark. The £72 million forward was at his best in his country's training session ahead of the October round of the Euro 2024 qualifiers. Denmark currently sits second behind Slovenia in Euro 2024 qualifying Group H, but are only kept off top spot on goals scored. Højlund, who has 8 international caps, was selected alongside fellow United star Christian Eriksen. The 20-year-old has netted 6 goals in 3 international matches, against Slovenia, Kazakhstan, and Finland. And he's back in full force, with fans going wild as he pulled off a sublime piece of skill in training. The clip shows Højlund being tightly marked by Christian Norgard with his back to goal, before he cleverly manages to chip the keeper with a back heel. One fan said, "Haaland could never." Another wrote, "Thierry Henry vibes." One more added, "The Danish Prince of Manchester." Another remarked, "I can't wait to see these skills in matches." Højlund is joint second top goal scorer in the Euro 2024 qualifying rankings, behind Romelu Lukaku. Him and United teammate Scott McTominay have racked up an impressive 6 goals apiece. The Dane has already made a strong first impression on fans and Premier League viewers after he came on against Arsenal last month. Moreover, Højlund, who signed for the club in the summer window, has already notched 3 Champions League goals for the Red Devils. The striker twice put United in front against Galatasaray Old Trafford, but both times the hosts were pegged back. He is awaiting his first Premier League goal after his effort was disallowed in United's 3-1 home loss to Brighton. On the other side, several Man UTD players have been left disgusted by the way Erik ten Hag treated Cristiano Ronaldo, and more recently, Jadon Sancho, according to Alan Brazil. The former Man United star claims the current squad have turned against ten Hag. Speaking on TalkSport, he said, "This is what I've been hearing from a Man United player who told someone I know very well. He said the players are not having the manager. They're not having him at all. By all accounts, they are disgusted by the way he treated Ronaldo, and they say Sancho is a great guy who works his socks off." Again and again, Manchester United star Alejandro Garnacho is as valuable as Premier League's elite. Man United starlet Alejandro Garnacho has seen his transfer value skyrocket over the last year. It's been one hell of a year for Alejandro Garnacho. 12 months ago, the exciting winger was still waiting for his first senior start at United, but the clamor to see him in action was growing. Garnacho had shown in United's successful FA Youth Cup campaign, scoring 7 times in 6 matches as the prestigious trophy was won for the first time since 2011. It was already clear Garnacho was destined for the first team. Ralf Rangnick handed him his debut at the end of that season, but it would be under Erik ten Hag when his career really took off. Garnacho made his first start in the Europa League win over Sheriff Tiraspol on October 27, 2022, and he has gone on to firmly establish himself in the senior squad despite being aged just 19. The Argentine has now made 46 appearances, scoring 6 times and laying on 5 assists. There is still a lot of growing to do, but Garnacho's potential is obvious, and it has been reflected in his transfer value, which has skyrocketed over the last year. The CIES Football Observatory has calculated the forward's value to be at Euro 60 million, or approximately £50 million. That value places Garnacho on par with the likes of established Premier League stars James Maddison, Jack Grealish, Raheem Sterling, Bernardo Silva, Ederson, and Reece James. It also has him level with teammates Jadon Sancho, Lisandro Martinez, Rasmus Højlund, Mason Mount, and Diogo Dalot. In fact, the only United players valued higher are Bruno Fernandes and Antony at Euro 80M and Marcus Rashford at the top of the pile at Euro 100 million. Barcelona sensation Gavi is the only teenager valued higher than Garnacho at Euro 150 million, while Brighton striker Evan Ferguson is also valued at Euro 60 million. Despite how much he is worth, United won't be looking to make a profit on Garnacho anytime soon. United spent less than £500,000 to snag the highly rated prospect from Atletico Madrid when he was just 16 in 2020, and with Real Madrid said to be interested, moved to secure his future earlier this year by tying him down to a new contract until 2028. Elsewhere, excited Man United fans proclaimed, "We're back," after Erik ten Hag's side beat Barnsley 3-0 in a secret friendly. The Red Devils downed the Tykes in a behind-closed-doors friendly at Carrington on Tuesday, again and again. Romano tips outcast to leave. Fabrizio Romano believes Manchester United and Premier League misfit Donny van de Beek is expected to leave in January with a sale every likely. The transfer guru told Caught Offside, "A January departure is expected and very likely for Donny van de Beek after he almost left in the summer. It's too early to mention specific clubs, but he was really close to Real Sociedad in August. Then nothing happened. So, United draw up defensive shortlist. Manchester United have drawn up a 4-man shortlist to strengthen their defense in January. The Red Devils HGA've leaked goals after suffering an injury crisis, but could remedy the situation by signing Goncalo Inacio. Jean-Claire Todibo, Antonio Silva, and Edmond Tapsoba are all of interest too.